Yesterday was the big court date for Virginia and her daughter, Magnolia, all about a fracas that had happened a couple weeks back. Magnolia was in a body of water, just kind of waiting out there, and this girl comes up behind her, grabs her ponytail, and drags her down under the water, and Mags comes up swinging and connecting. And apparently the girl's parents were not very happy, and Virginia wound up in a courtroom yesterday because of it.
Yes, I did. It's called an injunction for a protective order.
Okay.
And they were saying that basically we started the fight and we attacked her. And so what they filed in court and swore on an affidavit to was that Magnolia attacked her first.
Okay.
So what did I do? I had to go out, research attorneys, find attorneys that knew about this very specialized part of law. Not every attorney knows how to petition or defend against one of these injunctions. It's a very serious thing. If you get a restraining order slapped on you, it stays on you. You can't get a job if they look at that. Now, I don't know how this would have affected her because Magnolia becomes 18 soon. It's sealed now because they're all minors. But I was worried that when she turns 18, it would become public.
Yeah.
And then possible employers or her college would find out about it. So I took this, as anybody should, very, very seriously.
Sure, yeah.
And when they hit me and served me unexpectedly here at work with the petition and the injunction, they immediately were granted a temporary restraining order. So from that moment, if Magnolia would have gone anywhere where this little girl was, Magnolia could have been arrested.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how serious this is. This is not a joke. This is hardcore domestic violence. And that's why the court sees these cases so quickly. It was 2 weeks from when I was served, or less maybe, from when I was served to when we had to appear yesterday before the judge. And it's very serious because the ramifications of getting slapped with a restraining order are very serious. And so you have to have an attorney that understands this part of the law. Fortunately, mine did.
Okay.
Theirs did not. So when you go before a judge, the burden of proof has to be proved to her. All these things, they didn't prove it. And the judge, in her ruling, 3.5 hours later.
That's how long it took?
That's how long we were in there.
Wow.
It was so dramatic. It was there was fighting, there was crying. The judge threatened to throw their people out of the courtroom because of their disruptions.
Was there
What kind of disruptions?
They were so mad by my testimony. I don't even know what I said, but I made the mother so mad. She started saying all this stuff, and the judge was like, if there's another outburst out of you, I'll throw you out of the courtroom.
contempt of court?
Yes.
You got the other. Oh my gosh! You got the other team to bring.
Yes.
You couldn't jessup them.
And you don't remember
They
what
were
you were saying?
No.
You were just spewing stuff, and it was getting them all wound up.
Kevin, it's all a blur. I was up on the stand. I didn't even see her because she wasn't in my line of sight. But whatever I said made her so mad that she started having an outburst, and the judge wasn't having none of it.
You few good mentors. She got so mad she forgot where she was at and started bursting out in court.
They all forgot where they were at. They did not come dressed for court. They came like they were going to brunch at the Breakers. The judges look at this stuff. Let me tell everybody out there, if you're going to court, you better take this seriously. You better walk in reverent, afraid, respectful, dressed appropriately, because judges look at all of that. They did not come to court like we did. We came to court respecting that court. I came into that court fearful. They came in egotistical.
Okay.
They came in cocky.
Yeah.
Their lawyer thought he knew what he was doing. He did not. He did not prove, and the judge said it in her ruling, they did not prove. They had the burden of proof on them to prove prove that Magnolia did all these things that they say she did. They did not prove it.
It was just them telling a story.
Them
and-
telling multiple stories and changing their story on the stand.
What?
This was the best part. I can't believe their lawyer let them do this. So they had an affidavit that they filed that I was served with by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's officer.
Yeah.
And on that affidavit, they had to say what happened in each and every physical assault that they claim happened where Magnolia was the aggressor against their daughter.
Okay.
So they signed, sealed, and delivered that to the judge, saying that everything was true and accurate.
Okay.
And then when they got into court, the dad and the daughter both changed their story.
Oh, wow. And the judge noticed that
Yep.
and commented on it.
Yep.
What did the judge say exactly?
She said in her ruling that their witnesses, which the dad and the daughter were both witnesses, their witnesses were not credible.
How long into the case did you realize, oh my gosh, we got this slam dunk?
I never realized that. I was fearful the entire time that it would get to the end and the judge would hit Magnolia with a restraining order. I never, because I don't understand how these things work. I've never been in a court like this. I've never seen a movie like this. It was so intense, and I was so scared the entire time that we were going to lose. That is real. I was trembling. Magnolia was crying. They were crying.
Yeah.
It was so
Lot of
dramatic.
drama. Yeah.
Kevin, I wish y'all would have come because you could have. You could have sat in the gallery and you could have watched all this. It was the best 3-hour movie I've ever seen. It was so intense.
Wow. Now, did your stories about this family on the radio come up in court?
Yes. They brought up the KVJ show. They were pissed that we talked about them and embarrassed them on the radio. And the
But
judge...
no name was ever said
I've
or anything along that?
I've
Yeah.
never said any
No.
of their names, nor would I ever
No.
say any of their names, because these are minors, and
Yeah.
I would never
No.
want that for their family.
No.
I still feel bad for these minors.
Sure.
I would never say their name, ever. But the judge goes, how is this relevant? How is it relevant that she talked on the radio bad about you? How is that relevant to this case and this violence that you're trying to say happened? It's not relevant. So what? She talked about you on the radio show. So what?
You're out of order. You're out of
That's what
order.
the judge said.
The judge said that.
Oh,
amazing.
Ooh,
yeah.
so what? She embarrassed you on the radio. So what? How is that a bearing to the violence you're trying to prove? It's not.
And-
It's a bearing to their feelings, but the court doesn't care about your feelings. They deal in fact. They deal in what you saw with your eyes, what you heard with your ears. In the moments of violence, explain to us what happened. They could not keep their story straight because their story was a lie and it fell apart. The father and the daughter both on the stand.
How many people you say were in court, in the courtroom?
Well, I had 3 legal representations. I had 3 lawyers.
You had a dream team.
Kevin, I had a dream team because they knew what they were doing. Angela Prudenti does this all the time, so she's an expert. Jason Fagnano, an expert. Shane Rahili, an expert. When you go into court, you better bring an expert. Don't bring what they brought, which is a criminal defense attorney that does not understand orders of protection and the burden of proof that he needed to prove because he didn't do his job.
And
He's a criminal defense attorney, and he probably makes a lot of money doing that. I hear he's great, but that's not what this case was.
Right.
And what a double win. We also got some promotion. They're dropping the KVJ name in the
Oh.
court. That's why I kept asking how many people were in the courtroom. Word of mouth.
Maybe not a lot of people. It was just, my family, their family, and then they brought in, witnesses.
I'm not sure why we didn't live stream this.
Kevin,
Should have
we
been like
should
that
have.
Murdaugh trial I was just watching a couple weeks ago.
I didn't know how this was going to go. I didn't realize it was going to be so good. It was so compelling, upsetting, emotional, outbursts. Like, it was crazy.
If you had to bet, are they listening right now?
Yes. And
No doubt.
here's what I will say. I'm scared of them. I don't know what they're going to do next, but let me tell everybody right now, they will do something else. They will try to hurt me and Magnolia again. This is not over. They're embarrassed. They're humiliated. And they're pissed. And they're vowing to get us somehow. They're plotting right now. I know it. Don't Ask me how I
Did they
know.
verbalize that?
I just know.
Yeah, so you're feeling this. This is
I'm
something
feeling.
they said.
This is my gut telling
Okay.
me that they are not done with us. This is not over.
Okay, so
They're
that
gonna,
wasn't stated.
This is just your
No.
fear. That's good, Kevin. Very
That
good.
was never stated by any of them, but I have a gut feeling that they want to hurt me and Magnolia.
And this is,
Okay.
again, just a feeling.
This is
feeling.
just Virginia's opinion.
Opinion.
Yes.
They won't let it go. I believe that they're going to try to hurt us again. I hope they don't. I hope I'm wrong.
Now, your daughter Magnolia just recently got rhinoplasty. Somebody texted in and wanted to know, did you have to tell the judge that Mag's nose wasn't because of an altercation with this girl?
The judge did not ask. It did not come up.
Because, yeah, you're going, whoa.
They know the time frame. You have to say when all this happened, and this happened back in February.
Did the judge ever get snippy with you?
No, not once. But she did get snippy with them a lot, and their lawyer and their witnesses.
So this is one of the few times you kind of kept it quiet.
I was so on my best behavior. I was scared. I was crapping in my pants. And my lawyer, who knows what she's doing, she's a dragon slayer in a little black dress. She told me, she taught me what to say and what not to say. You can't say certain things in court. You can only say what you saw and what you heard. You can't go in court and say things you think.
Right. Absolutely.
So if anybody ever goes through this, please call me. I will help you. I will guide you because it's very serious. If someone slaps you with what they want to get a restraining order against you, you have to slap them with the same thing back, which we did. And that court date is supposed to be next week.
There's more?
But we are dropping our
Yeah.
petition.
You want to get out of this.
We want to get out of this.
Good.
We want no more drama, and that's what the judge wants. She wants no more drama because this is ridiculous.
Right.
This is teenagers lying, and it's a waste of this court's time
Yeah.
because real domestic violence is waiting to be seen by the same
Right.
court, and we are wasting their time.
Girls stay away from each other.
Exactly.
And let's just call this good and let's try to move on.
Stop being stupid.
This is nothing but toxic. Somebody said you can request court transcripts and recordings so you can see what you said.
Oh, you would love it.
We might have to do a reenactment.
Oh my gosh.
Kevin, I wished you were there because you would have loved it. Your dad's a lawyer, so
Yeah.
I mean, you've got it in your blood. I know you do.
Oh, I love that stuff, yeah.
Do we make it worse by doing things like that and pushing them to want to do? You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So do we
And
just back out of this
I
thing?
think we back away from this. I don't want drama. I don't want them to be any madder than they already
So no
are.
reenactment?
I'm
I kind of want to.
I'm with you on
I
the
really kind
My-
of want
I
to.
can
I want to
hear-
dress in a judge's robe. I want to. I want to have
can-
Jaybird play the teenage girl.
I can hear my lawyer right now yelling at the radio, no reenactments.
Please let me play a lawyer. Gosh, I want to be a lawyer.
Okay, that's what you want to be. Bird wants to be a lawyer. You might have to have multiple parts. I don't know how our casting is.
I'll be the dragon slayer in the black dress.
You want to be my lawyers?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea to me. Actually, I like a reenactment.
We'll talk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the good news is hopefully this goes away. Virginia and Magnolia step forward triumphantly, and I hope this is the last of your daughter's drama with this
I
girl.
pray.
Yes.
I pray because I am legitimately afraid of what they're capable of.
Okay. Well, hopefully it's the end.